This video is going to show you exactly how to explode your lead generation and your income with Instagram in only 4 simple steps. So stick around. Look, I know you think that there's no way that your customer is going to come off of social media or Instagram. And there's definitely no way that you have time as a business owner to keep up with social media and run an actual business. But I'm going to let you in on a little secret that only the most successful businesses actually implement. There's no better way to get free leads and free customers than social media and automation. And that's why in today's video, I'm going to show you the simple 4-step framework that landed me over 500 new customers and made me over $500,000 without ever having to manually respond to a message or a comment on my own. So let's get into it. Now, before we get into the framework, you first want to understand what the big picture really is. And that all starts with the marketing rule of 7. This simply just states that someone needs to see something an average of 7 times before they buy. And you don't want to depend on a social media algorithm for that. And this makes your social media content something called top of sales funnel. So as a business owner who is creating content to generate leads, what your ultimate goal is to get that viewer off of the platform and onto some area that you own. And you're going to do this by leveraging something we call a social media funnel. This is where you take the viewer off of social media by giving them a freebie that gets them a quick win or result in hopes that you'll take them off of social media and get an email address from them. And that's nothing complicated. That's simply where you create content for your viewer about the freebie that you have to offer that's going to get them a quick result. And then that email will drop them into your lead Vortex funnel to convert them from viewer to client. So to sum up the big picture, it's a little something like this. Intentional content sends people to your freebie offer. That freebie offer drops them into your social media sales funnel, and that sales funnel drops them into automations that convert them to customers. In order for this 4-step framework to work, it actually all starts with what your freebie offer is. So that's step 1, your lead magnet or freebie offer. Now, the reason this all starts with the freebie is because that is what's gonna generate the lead. This is what takes the person off social media and onto your email list. This freebie offer can be a free newsletter, an ebook or digital guide, or it can be a free calendar link to book a consultation with you. It really doesn't matter what the freebie offer is, but what matters is that the viewer gets the quick result that you promised them so that then they become a paying customer or client of yours. So for example, let's say maybe you have a landscaping business. You could give away a digital guide that is top 10 seasonal tips. Or maybe you're giving away a free quote and they need to book a time on your calendar. Or maybe you're a photographer or a videographer that needs to have a free calendar link to book a time and consultation with you for a new job. Whatever this freebie is, it's what you end up creating content about to send your viewers to. So make sure it makes sense to whatever you have to offer. And then you can give away as many freebies of different types that you want. Just remember, your freebie offer is what you're sending your social media traffic to. So make it so good that they can't say no, and make it make sense to whatever it is that you offer. So now that you have your freebie created, we can get into step 2, which is the intentional content. This is what's going to take your social media viewers to your freebie offer. You're going to do this with a formula I like to call CARVE. I actually did a complete tutorial on how to use this method and put some examples in it, but I'll run through it real fast. If you haven't watched that complete tutorial yet, I'm going to give you a brief overview, but there is a full one over on this channel already. Go watch it if you haven't already. But let me run through it real quick. CARVE simply just stands for catch attention, address the objection, reveal the value, vocalize your wants, and engage and respond. Catch attention means somebody knows what they're going to get from you in the first 3 seconds of your video, or more traditionally known as the hook. Address the objection just means you rehook the audience by knocking down any barriers that they may have to getting to your freebie. R is reveal the value, which is the meat and potatoes of your content and the real source of value that you give your viewer to want to retain the freebie that you are going to vocalize in the V part in your call to action. Vocalize your wants is a keyword response that you use for your audience to respond so that they can claim your freebie. And E is all done with automation, but it just is engage and respond, which just means you're responding to comments and delivering the freebie that you said you would. I've used this exact content formula to drive over 3,000 leads from one post, so it works. Now that you have the content formula and your freebie offer, Let's talk about your social media sales funnel, which is step 3. Your social media sales funnel is the workflow that triggers when someone comments to claim your free thing. Let me show you what I mean. Now, this is an example of one of the social funnels inside of Lead Vortex. And like I said, it is all triggered by a comment on a post. So when someone comments on a post, a certain keyword, it then triggers them to be responded to. And like I said, with the marketing rule of 7, someone needs to see something 7 times before they buy. Much less attention spans on social media are short, so you might need to give a gentle reminder to what the free thing was that they wanted to claim initially. So when someone comments the keyword, I then drop a response to that comment to let them know the freebie offer is on the way. And then I deliver essentially a freebie. But what I do is ask for an engagement so they are forced to interact with me. And because I know they need to see me multiple times, this helps ease them into a relationship of trusting me so that they buy in the future. Now, once you send a message saying, hey, do you still want this free thing? They then say, yes, I do, no, I don't. Or if they don't respond, you can send a follow-up message to remind them that you're there. And this is what a social media sales funnel is. Essentially, it allows you to deliver a freebie offer to someone without ever having to send a message on your own or without ever having to respond to comments manually. But you use this social funnel so that you can claim their email and drop them into an actual automation that will convert them to buyers. So from your social media sales funnel, you then drop them into an automation with an opt-in page. So this is my freebie offer page where I ask for their name, their email, and a phone number so I can deliver my free thing to them and follow up with them in a workflow that I'm going to show you for step 4. So you have the person in your social media sales funnel. So now it's time for step 4, and that is automations. And automations is really just a fancy word for a simple email sequence that's going to allow you to convert them to trust you, become interested in your product more, and then ultimately become a client and customer of yours. And I've used this same strategy for the last 4 years and it's never failed me. So let me show you what those automations look like. Again, this automation is inside of Lead Vortex. So you can use Lead Vortex essentially to do everything you need to convert a lead to a buyer inside this one system. So the trigger here is when somebody fills out an opt-in form or a freebie form, which means you've grabbed their email or their phone number. Once they opt in, they then go into an opportunity pipeline. And then you're going to send them a welcome sequence that essentially allows you to build value with them, introduce yourself, and gain trust from them further and further. Now, let me show you the stats of what one of these email sequences can do. This simple welcome sequence is sitting at a 62% open rate, a 55% open rate, a 40% open rate, a 41% open rate. These emails are very simple, but they just build trust over and over again with the audience, and they open them because essentially it takes them on a journey. This first email is you painting a picture and welcoming them into your space. The next email is kind of a fun email. You want to include pictures and introduce yourself. This is just you giving a backstory and writing a short bio about how you ended up on this journey and what got you into the business that you're in today. And then the rest of that journey is you touching on pieces of that story and further building value more and more, meaning you're going to explain to them why your offer is better by telling a story about the benefits in these emails. And then every email throughout the sequence should essentially address a potential objection that they may have about what your offer is. And here's a huge bonus tip for you. If you don't know what your audience objection is, then go ask ChatGPT. It'll spit out a pretty good set of answers for you to start with and get the creative juices flowing to what you maybe have heard from your clients in the past. Now, the reason this works so well is because really this revolves around the heart of everything, which is content. You simply just get to create intentional content that delivers value to your audience, and then you let automations do all the work for you. And this simple 4-step process I've used for the last 4 years, and it's the exact process I'm going to use to take my business from those 500 customers to over 2,000 customers. To snag a copy of these exact automations and your free trial to Lead Vortex, go ahead and smash the link below and we'll get you set up. And as always, if you found this video valuable, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and we'll see you in the next one.